class. Today's book of the day is called The Scrambled States of America. If you remember, we read the first book back when we were in school about how the states wanted to go to a different part of the country and meet new people. Well, here's book 2. Hope you enjoy. So it's called The Scrambled States of America Talent Show. At the beginning, they have all the statehoods and the dates of when they became a state and the abbreviations. Here's our title page. Hello there, I'm Sam. Sam, please pardon the mess. We're just cleaning up after the big... Wait, Uncle Sam, don't spoil it. You have to start from the beginning. Oh, I suppose you're right, you two. Well, okie dokie then. Take your seats, everyone. It's showtime. It all started quite simply, really, in the middle of the night. New York woke up from a dream and shouted, "Hey, everyone, let's have a talent show." Did someone say talent show? Well, that was unexpected. And quicker than you could say Star-Spangled Banner, a talent show was underway. The states were so excited as they made their preparations. Some states planned solo acts and others planned group acts. Some preferred to use their talents behind the scenes. Indiana was the director, Arizona was the costume designer, and a number of states worked as stagehands, setting up the stage, lights, sounds, and props. After a few days of blood, sweat, and tears, the states were ready for the big show. All the states, that is, except for Georgia. She was the one of the jolly jugglers, along with California, Idaho, and Massachusetts. But every time they tried to rehearse, she started shaking so much she'd drop everything they tried to juggle. And California saying, "I can't work with this. Get my agent on the phone." "I'm worried about you, Georgia," Massachusetts said caringly. Massachusetts is a very caring state. "I think you should see the doctor." "I don't know what's wrong with me," said Georgia. "I'll make an appointment." The next morning, Georgia told Dr. Globe all about her shaking, so he decided to run some tests. He checked her square miles, temperature, and average yearly rainfall. "Now I'd like to take some x-rays. Don't worry, this won't hurt a bit," Dr. Globe assured her. "First is a close look at your cities. Now let's zoom out a bit and take a peek at your counties." Dr. Globe finished the exam and looked over the results. "Everything looks fine to me, Georgia. Tell me, is there anything unusual going on in your life?" "Well, I'm in this talent show tonight," and the words were barely out of her mouth when suddenly she started shaking. "That's it!" cried Dr. Globe. "You've got a simple case of stage fright." "Stage fright?" asked Georgia. "Yes, it means you're nervous about performing in front of an audience." "Well, I am nervous, Doc," Georgia realized. "Is there any cure for stage fright?" "Well, the more you perform, the easier it gets. But for tonight, you could try picturing the audience in their underwear." "What?" Georgia squawked. "I know it sounds crazy, but it's supposed to make the audience seem less scary. Give it a try." That night, the curtain opened to a bustling audience full of the excited states waiting to perform. "Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever Scrambled States Talent Show. I'm your host, Washington, D.C. By the way, does anyone know what D.C. stands for? Because I don't have a clue." Yeah, anyway, on with the show. Washington, D.C. introduced the first act of the evening, which happened to be the first state himself, Delaware. And it says, "I will now name all 50 states in order of their statehood while jumping on this pogo stick. Drum roll, please." So then he starts naming the states, and he's doing all of the jumping. Next came Kentucky, who sang while playing the banjo, Oregon, who sang while playing the organ, and Ohio, who sang while Delaware tried to gain control of his pogo stick. Michigan's ventriloquist act was a winner. "Who's doing the talking anyway?" Says, "Hey, dummy, why don't you sing a song for everyone?" And the puppet's saying, "Who are you calling dummy, dummy?" Minnesota, the Magnificent wowed the crowd with the help of his assistants. For my next trick, I will attempt to saw South Dakota in half. Ta-da! The States on Skates kept the show rolling. Hawaii and Kansas performed the hula. Mississippi and Nevada danced the tango. Remember, those were the two that were in love in the last book. And just before intermission, the new states on the block brought the audience to their feet. It's intermission, so we'll be right back. I hope you enjoy the show. If you need to use the you-know-what, now would be a good time. And so here's the boys' bathroom. There's hardly anybody in there. And then the girls' bathroom has a long line. Montana and the Montanets kicked off the second half with their lively song and dance. Pennsylvania played a peppy tune on the Liberty Bell, but when his song went on too long, Indiana, the director, started to panic. "I'll take care of it," Oklahoma said confidently. Oklahoma is a very confident state, so he's lassoing him off the stage. Alaska, the largest state, and Rhode Island, the smallest state, performed an act that had the audience on the edge of their seats. Rhode Island, which is a very small state, will hold me over his head while I recite all the state abbreviations. Isn't he so cute and strong? Okay, let's see. Alabama's AL, mine is AK. Oh, that was easy. Arizona's AZ, Arkansas's AR, which reminds me, I have a funny story about Arkansas, but that can wait. And he's saying, can you speed it up a little? Iowa's corny jokes and Wisconsin's cheesy sculptures got the crowd laughing, and the state impersonators had them rolling in the aisles. It says, I'm Oklahoma. What's up with this handle anyway? I mean, what am I, a state or a frying pan? Hi, I'm Idaho. All I ever talk about is potatoes this and potatoes that. Potatoes, potatoes, potatoes. Somebody stop me. Well, the time had come for Georgia and the other jolly jugglers to take the stage. Georgia wasn't feeling particularly jolly. In fact, she never felt so scared in her life. Massachusetts whispered as they stood behind the curtain, "You can do it." Georgia was about to try Dr. Globe's suggestion when she heard Washington, D.C. say, "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage our final act of the evening, the Jolly Jugglers, California, Georgia, Idaho, and At that very moment, Washington, D.C. got a whiff of Georgia's peachy perfume and felt a sneeze the size of Alaska coming on. Just as the curtain started to rise, Washington, D.C. let out a sneeze so big that it blew Massachusetts right off his feet. Massachusetts! Things seemed to move in slow motion as Massachusetts sailed through the air. In a panic, Indiana yelled to the Jolly Jugglers, "Start juggling! Start juggling!" So they did. Georgia had no time for stage fright. She was worried sick about Massachusetts when suddenly, as she stood there juggling, he landed right in her hands. And as everyone in the business knows, if something unplanned happens, the show must go on. So she kept juggling. The states roared with delight, even Georgia. So they're even juggling Massachusetts. The show was such a success that Washington, D.C. invited everyone on the stage for a celebration. Back at home, the states chatted for hours about their big night. And even though Georgia didn't have to picture the audience in their underwear, she tried it anyway, just for fun. And California is saying, "Yeah, Marty, it's California. Listen, you never told me there was going to be an underwear shot." Or like an underwear picture. And then the back is the same as the beginning. I hope you enjoyed the book. See you later. Bye.